A very good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you are all doing fine and taking care in this pandemic. So today we are going to end the chapter unit which is called as not for breathing and not for drinking. So today we are going to discuss a few points, right? Till yesterday we were studying about the water pollution. We have seen the effects of the water pollution. We have seen how the water is polluted. We have seen the different kinds of pollutants, how they are polluting the water. We have seen what are the effects of the water pollution and how it is affecting the human beings and the animals and the plants and whatnot. So after all these things, we have studied about the pollution, and now it's our responsibility to stop this pollution, to control this pollution, to prevent this water pollution. So what are the measures we have to take? What are the preventive measures we have to take, and how we can control the water pollution? So we are going to discuss on that particular point today. Okay, children, so stay with me. First thing, how we are going to control the water pollution, how we are going to prevent the water pollution. So we are going to see one by one here. The first one here, what you can see here is the toxic chemicals need to be neutralized. So in industries, lot of toxic materials, when you prepare something, when you produce something, when you manufacture something, lot of waste materials will be produced, and all these waste materials, what will be done to them? They will be sent into the water, right? So these are really hazardous to nature. These are really spoiling the water. They are polluting the water and causing death of so many organisms in the water. So that is how they are completely polluting the water. So these toxic chemicals which are being sent into the rivers or the lakes or into any other water source, they need to be neutralized. That means their toxic action should be completely neutralized. So the substances, when you send them into water, they should not have any kind of toxic or the harmful nature. So they should be completely neutralized. So for example, to understand the word which is called as neutralized, let me tell you in this way. Let me put you in this way. When you have a snake bite, when a person suffers from snake bite, then anti-venom is given to him. So anti-venom is not removing the poison from the body, it will neutralize the poison. That is, it will completely slow down the action of the poison. So the poison will no more be harmful to our body. So that is the work of the anti-venom. Anti-venom, that is, which is acting against the poison. Venom is nothing but the poison. So that is this process called as the neutralization. This what is called as the neutralization. So in the same way, all the toxic materials which are being sent out from the industries and the factories and whatnot, all these things, they should be neutralized. Their harmful nature should be completely removed. So, and then only they should be left into the water, so that the water will not be polluted. So that is the major point which we have to do if we have to control and prevent the water pollution. Okay, children, that's the first point. Second one is the sewage water. So whatever the waste water which we basically send from our houses. Okay, what are the things which you send from the houses and all, the household things? So whatever it is sent, right? So the organic matter which is already present in that should be sent that should be sent, and it should be converted into some organic matter. It should be converted to some other substances, but that should not be directly sent into the water. So that should be first removed. And then that particular water, the sewage water, should be sent into the rivers or the lakes or any other water sources. So they should be actually sent to sewage treatment plant. So what happens here? The organic matter which is already there in the sewage water, that will be completely removed. Okay, and then only, okay, and this sewage treatment this plant, that will convert this organic matter into manure. It will convert into manure. So this manure will be helpful for the plants, like they'll be helping in the growth of the plants. And also if you just throw them off, like if it is released into the water, we already learned about the different effects which when this organic matter is sent into the water sources, and how it is going to pollute the water, how it is going to increase the population of the different organisms. And also that is how we should keep in our mind that the organic matter which is coming out from our houses and all that should be sent to the sewage water or the sewage treatment plant, so that all what are the organic material is there in that should be converted to manure, so that it can be useful to the plants rather than polluting the water. Third one is fertilizers and pesticides. Now, if you see the farmers and all, like they will be they will be applying the pesticides, they will be applying the fertilizers, right? If the fertilizers, the application of fertilizers is more than what is required, and whenever the rain comes and all, like that will be washed away into the water. So if it is washed away into the water, the the algae and the plant population, like it will grow like anything, and that will disturb the whole ecosystem of the ponds or the lakes or the rivers. So that is how we should not use the excess amount of the fertilizer. The farmers should control the excess use of the fertilizers. And next is the usage of the pesticides. So what are the pesticides we use? The farmer uses them, they should use it in a proper way. Whatever is required, that should be used. So excess amount of them is required, is used, that will get into the soil, and whenever there are rains and all, it will be washed away, and again that will go into the water sources, and that is going to pollute the water again. So all these are the different means how the water is going to get polluted. So if you stop them, the water pollution will stop. If you don't stop them, if you don't control them, if you don't prevent them, water pollution will never stop. Okay, so these are the three things which you have to keep in your mind. And now coming to the synthetic detergents. Now when you use a soap, it's a cosmetic. It's a biodegradable thing, right? Now, so what if you take a soap and if that is degradable in the soil, it can be completely dissolved in the soil. So that is biodegradable. For example, if you take a plastic cover, it is not biodegradable. If you take a leaf, no, it is biodegradable. If you keep the leaf in the soil, after some few days, if you see that, the leaf will be converted into soil. If you put some rice or what are the wastage is there in your houses, especially organic matter in the soil, and cover it, and after a few days and all, if you see that, that will be converted again into soil, which is nothing but the manure. So because these are all things, organic things and all, they are getting degraded in the soil, they are converting back into the soil. So even the soaps which you use, they are the biodegradable things, right? They can be degraded. But whereas when you come to the synthetic detergents, the washing powder which we use, different washing powders, all these are these synthetic products. And the worst thing about them is they are not biodegradable. They are non-biodegradable. They will never mix in the soil, and they will be never converted into the soil. They will never degrade. They will remain same, like the plastic covers. Even if you keep for several months, they will remain the same. Okay, so now this synthetic detergents, the usage of them, that should be stopped, and only the things which are biodegradable, which are eco-friendly, which will not pollute the soil or which will not pollute the water, only those things should be used, not the synthetic detergents. So, and this all water will be washed away into the water sources like ponds or lakes or rivers, and that is how the water will be polluted, isn't it? So that is how we have to take care that we should not use the synthetic detergents. Rather than using them, we can use the soaps and all which are biodegradable. Okay, and then coming to the dead bodies. So many people throw the dead bodies into the rivers. So many people throw the animals, dead animals, into the water sources, and that will create a lot of mess in the water, and that will decay the water. They will be decayed, and the complete water will be spoiled and polluted. So we have to take care. That is our responsibility, isn't it? Even though there are some things which we believe, but still we also should believe that this is the water source where people drink the water from that, isn't it? So that should not be polluted. So if you pollute them, that water is not usable anymore. It will not be used for any purpose. Okay, so now that kind of process should be absolutely it should be abandoned. So you should not throw the dead bodies of the animals, or especially human beings are not like they'll throw the complete dead body into the rivers, right? So you can search some videos in the YouTube also regarding that. So that process should, it should be stopped, it should be ceased, right? You should put an end to that particular thing. Next is, what are the waste materials, the excreted materials of the organisms are there. You can use that material and you can make the biogas plant. That is what you have been doing in the science experiments, right? You collect the dung in a water can and all, and then you put a regulator to that, fix it, and then when you, after a few days and all, so when you lit it, you get a flame from that. So because what the excreted material is there of that particular animal, that will release the biogas, and that biogas is a non-polluting gas. It will not pollute the air. Okay, it will not pollute the air. So that is absolutely eco-friendly. So those kind of gases, biogas, that should be implemented so that the soil or the water or the air will not get polluted. Okay, and one more thing is that all the rivers which are there, they should be cleaned up. So you might have seen a lot of cleaning procedures, right? So if you see what do you call, the Ganges River is now being cleaned. So a lot of pollutants are there in the water, and that is now being cleaned. Like Hussain Sagar is being cleaned. So different water resources which are really useful to us, as it is a source of our drinking water, that should be absolutely clean. So we cannot drink the polluted water, isn't it? So all these things you should be able to keep in your mind. Apart from this, so the trees and shrubs should be planted in the shores of the river, the banks of the river. That is one of the important point. So next is, so people lack the general awareness actually. So why all these things are happening? Why the water is getting polluted? Why the air is getting polluted? Especially we're talking about water. Why the water is getting polluted? Because people don't have the proper awareness. So they are doing the same thing. So whatever the plastic covers they have, when they go in a boat ride or something, so they'll be eating the things and all from plastic and they'll throw in the water. Okay, so recently I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube where the animals, like the sea animals, the turtles, are struck with the plastic papers around their necks. Okay, they are not able to move. They are not. It's some the thing, the thread-like things which you throw in the water, that completely close their mouth, so they are not able to eat. They starve to death. Okay, even their legs are completely there are some nets where they are stuck into. They are not able to come out. Okay, there are so many sea turtles which are facing this problem. There are so many fishes which are facing this problem. So whatever you throw into the water, they are being consumed by those animals. And some of them will get not digest in the body and they will die. So usage of the plastic things and all, papers and all, just throwing them into the water is not advisable, not suggestible. It's a kind of harmful thing, and we should not do that. So recently I remember going to waterfall in the Goa. So while we are going, they counted the plastic covers which are in our hands. They counted how many water bottles we are carrying in our hands. They wrote it, and when we went there, and what we have to do is we can eat them, but we should preserve them. And when we come back, we should show them that these are the plastic covers we took with them, and these are the water bottles we took with us, and we have brought everything. Otherwise, you'll be fined. So those kind of measures are being taken by the government. Okay, they are taken by the government so that they can have the clean water, so they can clean up the water. So these are kind of preventive measures which the government is taking so that the water is not anymore polluted. So, and one more thing is that we ourselves should have the particular awareness. If we don't have the awareness, then it's a waste of time, isn't it? So we should, first of all, we should have the awareness, and we should stop all these things of throwing them into the water. So we can also here use the 4 R's, that is reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. Now the best example you have said in the last unit, that is recycling of a paper. So you write on the one side of paper and the other side you don't do that, and simply you throw that. So you can use it, right? And also, what are the waste books are there? Like, people will come and buy them from you, and also you can sell them to them. So what they will do is, they will again, what they will do, they will recycle them, so that you can reuse. In the same way, what you can do is, you can recover so many trees from being cut down, because lot of trees are being cut down so that a paper can be made. To make 1 ton of papers and all, you need to cut down around 17 trees. Just imagine how many trees are being cut for all your books. So if you recycle them, you can use it, some 6 to 7 times you can recycle them, and you can literally use those books. And also, this nature is a divine gift to all of us. It's a kind of very graceful, magnificent gift to us. So because of our selfishness, because of our greediness, we are completely destroying that by polluting the air, polluting the water, and making it completely impossible to breathe, and also not fit for even drinking. So not for breathing, not for drinking. So that is what we are doing with the nature. So now, as a citizens of India, as children are going to be the citizens of India, you need to have a social responsibility, and you should educate the people who do all these things. And also, we should also stop ourselves from doing all these kind of things. So now, this is the topic for today, and by this we come to the end of the unit, which is called as the not for breathing and not for drinking. Okay, children, so we'll meet up again with the next topic or the next unit in the next session. Until then, see you all. Have a great day. Take care and bye.